on 7. My name is Renata Samuels.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Kevin Mendes. Welcome to your Friday episode of Sun Up on 7. TGIF is going to be a fantabulous one, and we are not going to disappoint you today.
No, definitely not. You're going to be enjoying every minute of it. Today, we have Dr. Osman Martinez coming in from the Ministry of Economic Development, talking about hurricane relief and still, what are we to look forward to moving forward? Where do we stand? And, of course, any comments, any feedback, any questions you have in the comment section, we're here to address them and try to make sure those conversations you need to have are had. What else do we have, Kev?
Other than Friday being fantabulous, you know what else goes with Friday? Food. And guess who's preparing food today? So Renata and I are going to be doing a cook-off. It's going to be a mystery ingredient cook-off. That's going to be quite interesting. So stay tuned to see what's going to be in the box and, of course, what are we going to prepare.
It's going to be interesting, guys.
And it's going to be a fun one.
Legit have to look at what we have and say, what can we make from this? And whatever happens, happens. And Brandon is going to be our taste tester.
Yes.
So that's going to be very interesting. Let's hope that he brought his Pepto-Bismol just in case of emergencies. And we're going to see what
of course
from there.
And it's Friday, and of course, every Friday we have a featured artist. Guess who do we have today? Who do we have today?
You tell them, Kevin.
Today, Aurelio Martinez joins us on set. Of course, we're warming up towards Garifuna Settlement Day. He's a world-renowned artist, and we're so delighted to have him here on set. So, again, it's going to be a dynamic show. It's going to be a fantabulous Friday episode of Sun Up for joining us today.
Yes, so without any further ado, guys, we have couch talk to talk about. And, of course, let's get to it. Shall we go? To the couch we shall go.
To the couch we go.
Sun Up isn't what we were told. So where do I seek the answer that's worth looking for today?
In the scene, everyone, and he's here to talk to us about Sun Up on 7, the show that we're on right now. So Jules, tell me, this is one of your breaks.
Talking about hot search that has been happening over the
writing appears on the wall.
Discovered
You and I were the first ones to see. The world that we see may seem that it'll never change. They say, but if you tear down the walls that's blinding us all, you'll see the way today.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to your Friday episode of Sun Up on 7. It's Friday, November 11th. I hope that everybody's doing well. And if you're not, I hope that you feed off from the energies that we have prepared for you today. It's going to be a dynamic episode. So let's get started by having a look at the weather, courtesy of the Belize Met Service.
Good morning. It will be another fair day with sunny skies, a few cloudy spells, and little or no rainfall. Tonight, skies will be partly cloudy, and again, little or no rainfall will develop. This continues Saturday, and then an increase in moisture over the area will support a few showers along the coast Saturday night. Winds today will be light and variable, and seas will be slight. Low tides occur at 6:10 this morning and 5:14 this evening. High tides follow at 12:13 this afternoon and 11:10 tonight. Temperatures this afternoon peak at 79 Fahrenheit up in the Maya Mountains, 86 along the coast, and 89 inland. The moon sets at 8:44 this morning, and sunset is at 5:17 this evening. In the sargassum forecast, the chances of new sargassum mats affecting beaches across the country will remain low during the next few days. In the tropical weather outlook, tropical cyclone formation is not expected in the North Atlantic, Caribbean Sea, or Gulf of Mexico during the next 48 hours. And that's the latest from the Belize Weather Bureau. To have a pleasant day.
And that is the weather. Love.
No, I'm just really enjoying the weather, you know, like it's the fact that we hear more northerly winds, and I've really been enjoying the weather, so it really makes Friday even better. you know.
You're in such a spirited mood.
I am,
Look
I
at
am.
you.
And I really love your colors that you have on
We're
today.
all flowers.
We're all flower.
Look at us, guys. We're flower,
We're
roses,
flower.
veg, all kind of stuff and good stuff.
It all happens unplanned. Nevertheless, it always works out. Yes.
It does. And guys, just like, mentally prepare for our cook-off later on because we'll see what these flowers can do. Literally.
All right, Ren, so let's get started with our couch talk. shall
Yes.
we?
So what is very interesting, regardless if you are a law enforcement officer, you can still, be on the other end of the law where people are stealing from you. You're going through whatever it is that other people that you help people for. So that is no different for Compo. Compo, apparently, someone pried into his house, went through his steel door
With
and everything.
Farmer Compo.
Former Compo.
Yes.
Yes, someone pried into his house and stole 4 guns. And Kevin, what was interesting is when I was like, oh, they found an Orange Walk. What are your Orange Walk people doing? 3 of the guns were from
We're found on the bypass area in Orange, Walk. Yes.
And then the other one was found, I believe, around the mother-in-law area too as well. And I'm just like, wow, what is happening? I don't know. Yes, they have the pictures of the guns too as well because there weren't any like Lee half-mech looking, none of Lee, any kind of Lee gun like that. And these were big guns
Yeah,
too as well.
definitely, yes.
So I'm thinking the whole makeup of stealing these things, what are you gonna do with them? And then also great investigation to find and uncover these things so fast too as well. So I'm wondering, they probably knew exactly who was targeting the area and who would want to do something like this of this magnitude. Because if they could uncover it, they were really under their T's and toes to figure this out.
Definitely. So like that's one of the things the investigation led to. So they already have somebody that's arrested and it's gonna get processed and charged. However, the speculation is that the person knew where the guns were and knew the layout of the house. Because what happened is that the guardsman found that the back door was pried upon, and that's how the robber entered. And as you rightly mentioned, they found 4 guns were taken away, along with alcohol and a television. But it's nevertheless, it's really good to see that the person that did this is already apprehended.
What I think is so important, we could take a lesson from this. Congratulations, to the police officers that were on, that scene, getting everything done and, being able to uncover who was responsible and also uncover the missing goods. But it's really important to be mindful of who goes into your house, who do you welcome into your safe place? I know a lot of times, we want to be nice people and we want to say, you can hang out at my house or so because we feel it's safer, but we also have to really be mindful of who we let in because people are scoping out our areas. They're mapping out, what you have in your house. And it's not a thing to be so scared or so, but it's just something to be a little bit cautious because you never know when people are saying, oh, they go home like around 5:30 and they sometimes take a walk around 6:30. They're back by 7. This is my window of opportunity. They have the thing over by the dresser jar and I see they have a key. Like, the little things that you think people are noticing, you have to truly be mindful because some people are watching you and not for good things. Not everybody that you let into your house is somebody that's supportive and wants you to rise. So it's just to be mindful of because anything is possible these days.
For sure. So that's a very, very sound advice, Ren. Be mindful of who you invite to your house, who you let to know what do you have in your house as well. Because
what you do, because sometimes there's
exactly.
private things that you, like your little, your safe boxer. So, not to give out, not to do that, not to open your safe wrong people, but they could watch your
Right.
code and their stuff there,
For sure.
You have to be mindful.
So be careful who you share your bling bling to, no?
Yes, exactly. Because
you never know.
You don't even know people get so amazed, like, oh, they have this.
Yeah. What is also good, the fact that the guns are recovered, is that the less guns we have on the streets, the better it is.
God,
Because we
yes.
already have so much gun-related violence, so it's good that the guns are recovered, the person was arrested and is going to be charged.
Praise God for that.
Let's move on to our next item, and this is quite something. 2 days ago, there were 2 reports of alleged attempted kidnapping. One was in Orange Walk of a 60-year-old, and then one in Belize City of a teenager student. So it results that these were both hoaxes. None of them were true, and these were reports that came from the office of the police. And when the investigation was done, the person in the Orange Walk made up the story about it. The person in Belize City made up the story about it as well because apparently like Igamba and Hoki from school.
Yeah, and then-
So it just make up something, and then upon like investigation and asking questions, things were not adding up. It is unfortunate that this is another episode of The Boy That Cried Wolf.
Exactly.
Because whenever a situation like that happens, because everybody had their like was on the alert, all their senses were altered, and then it results that these were just made up stories.
Exactly.
Right?
I think I've seen people post about it. I know Miss Annie was posting and she was really upset, which I can clearly understand. And the comments underneath her post about these kids need a good lashing, like legit need a good lashing. And like, I ain't even the joke about, you don't do these degrees of lies in general. You're not supposed to lie point blank. But when
Right.
you lie and you to lie and you to put people in danger and you to cause a whole commotion like this, where you go up on news, where parents can get frantic, teachers can get frantic, like you raise up a whole alarm for people. This is not something you have to take lightly. And then, of course, and I think Brandon was the one that was mentioning it too as well, or I think it was him, that said, what about for people that are victims? Now, it causes their stories to have a harder time to sink in and people to believe them. So imagine now, you gone through your trauma of almost being kidnapped, and then because of people in the past that have done stuff like this, that they pressure you to ask you 1,000,001 questions, you to go through the pressure of that, and you don't want to tell your story next time, or it causes people to not want to share their story, because will you believe me? There's so many, and then the whole black van thing, and there was never even a black van, and that in itself, like all of these things, very, very upsetting, because again, they're paving the way for so much people to not get their justice the way they deserve, to not have their voices heard the way they deserve to have their voices heard. I don't know what kind of punishment could happen for these kids.
Right. So I'm not sure what kind of like punishment
Yeah.
or address they're gonna face in their household. However, the representative from the police department shared that by some kind of charge, by making up stories like this that are totally untrue. So he reminds it's true. Why lie about it? Avenue about going and doing that, because
Yeah.
if you put it on Facebook, there's so much people that do not filter what they read on Facebook, right? So they're easy to react to a situation, and of course, we're worried about kids, we're worried about teenagers, right? There's so much thing that's ongoing in the world that something like this is going on. Obviously, you want to do something about it, and then you end up finding out that this was a hoax.
Kev, it makes people not feel as safe. It causes, so I'm
For
and
sure.
it's definitely something I'm hoping these kids learn for future reference, and other kids too as well, because even that in itself, back to back, almost the same kind of lie.
Yeah.
Something,
like,
something
I'm-
really off.
Irregardless the fact that this were two stories that were made up, I really hope that persons still do not let down their guard. We know that in our neighboring countries, Mexico, Guatemala, and Honduras, human trafficking is very big. Trafficking for organs, child trafficking is huge. So this might have been two situations that were untrue. Nevertheless, it's something that's happening in our surroundings. So still be mindful of your surroundings. Still have this communication with your children. Let them know who it is okay to hang out with and that kind of stuff. Establish those communications, but also always be careful of where you are, who you're hanging out with, who's following you, because safety always comes
Yeah, so
first.
even though these weren't true, it's really we should still be mindful of our surroundings. And I know also this can cause for parents out there, if their child does tell them this situation happened, they might be double thinking and questioning too. I really want parents to understand, please create a safe place still for your child to be open up and honest to you about things, and ask the correct questions to them and have that relationship, so we don't have to be lying for these different things. And you know how kids work. Kids have very, very, they're discovering themselves, and they're trying to figure out things, and they don't want to get lashing, or they don't want to get in trouble or so they're going to make up stories. And that's something also, as parents, we kind of really have to work out and address, because it's not something that's going to stop today or tomorrow. We're just really going to have to see how we show when you do certain things, there are consequences to your actions, and you have to deal with those consequences.
Definitely. As we move on to our next Couch Talk item, Belize makes a global appeal for aid after Hurricane Lisa. So the Prime Minister of Belize has reached out to our various international, partners, our various international colleagues, and also to the diaspora, to render aid as we're going through a process of relief from Hurricane Lisa. In his letter that he has sent out, in this plea for aid, he shares that there were about $10 million in damages. There was about 94,000 residents that were affected, about 500 homes that were really, really affected by Hurricane Lisa, completely devastated. So he shares that or his request is for at least $11 million, and he's saying this will only be at least meeting it halfway. So the pleas out there, thankfully, yesterday we saw in the news that the U.S. Embassy, they have contributed $97,000, 97,000 US dollars worth of supplies. Japan has also committed to donating bedding, food, and other emergency kits for Belize. So it's good to see that our international partners are rendering aid to Belize. So nevertheless, if you're in the diaspora, you're watching this, or if you are, somebody that's a diplomat or somebody that can render aid to the many residents that were affected by Hurricane Lisa, by all means, please reach out to the Office of the Diaspora. Please reach out to NEMO or to the relevant groups for the proper process to go through.
I know yesterday we had Ministry of Human Development on, and they were talking about how some of the real needs that people are having is just, the supplies to build back for their houses. So if you're able to send money to the ministry to get zinc or, plywood or whatever it is they need to start up their houses back to fix certain parts, that would really benefit them too as well, because they're saying, yes, clothes and food or so are definitely needed. They're not saying no towards that. But one of the real needs is because, you have a whole wall gone, a whole roof gone or so, and you could find people to actually do the service for you, but you need the materials and the money not there for the materials. And so it's extremely hard to not have that. So, in the case that you're trying to think about what can I really give, please try to see if you can give. And also they were talking about you don't even have to filter it through them. If you know homes or communities, if you know people that are being trailblazers and change agents in their community, and they know the correct people that need it. I know Ladyville Hyatt still is one that always is helping us. If you know these people that are helping out, contact them too as well and say, hey, what do you really need? Maybe I can offer this assistance or that assistance and so forth. But it really goes a long way. And you might think that one Lee zinc will you donate or instead of nothing, but no, it's gonna help somebody else finish up what they really need to finish up, and they didn't know where that zinc is gonna come from. So please, if you can, bless others out there, because it's real serious damage. And when you think about it, about the scope of not having, a home properly, and if it rains, all these different little things. Like yesterday when it rained, I feel so bad. In my mind, some people have tarps over their houses, thank God. But imagine those ones that might not have tarps yet or whatever.
Or no walls.
So and no walls. Imagine your stuff just see you wet up, pan top or wet up. Because you're thinking about just the roof and the walls, but remember the appliances, your furniture, your things in your house, all of those stuff are susceptible to be damaged. Mm-hmm. So please, if you can, extend your courtesy, extend your graces to people out there. Dig in your heart and your pocket too as well. It doesn't have to be money. It can actually be supplies. So if you have something to also house appliances and anything there, if you can send over, I know people send boxes and so. All of those things, guys, think about it. If you know you to buy one next one right now and this one and they're in pretty good condition, send it over to somebody because they need these things. They're really building back sometimes their entire homes. Please, by all means, support. And thank you to all the people that have extended their courtesy, because it's going to take millions of dollars to do the amount, the scope that we're having.
Right.
That's a lot of things. And people are saying, it can't be that much. No, trust me.
Yeah.
If you go through the city and see how
for
bad
sure.
it is.
Like I said, it's expected that the amount of damages were 10 million US dollars. Just in the housing sector alone, it's about 20 million. Again, 97,000 residents got affected by Hurricane Lisa. So if you can do something towards that, then by all means, it's going to be eternally appreciated and would receive with so much gratitude.
For Belizean Gal is asking, will the hurricane relief money get to the people and will it be transparent? I do know that they're doing a lot of check and balances when it comes to who you're giving, what you're giving to them and so forth. And the Prime Minister said because all area representatives, no matter PUP, UDP, no matter who, they're getting an amount, an allowance, right? And that's supposed to go towards the hurricane relief. So they know the residents, they know who needs help and so forth. So what I understand, and he had mentioned it too as well, it's all check and balances where wherever you get this amount, so that $10,000 you get, you're going to have to account for that $10,000.
Right.
What did you spend it on? Who you spend it on? What was the exact items they got? blah, 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 etc. So that is what we know when it comes to the transparency. But like I said, if you don't trust directly, maybe the government using the money that you're sending, try find an individual that you know is very reliable and see how they can reach out and extend. Like, there are other avenues. Don't let those little barriers stop you from giving to others that really need. So see if you can find pillars, reach out to somebody that you know is seriously helping, and try your best to make sure that you're making an impact to somebody that really deserves and needs it.
Right. So with that, we come to the end of our couch talk. It's Friday. I'm sure we do have a sunrise to share with you.
Let's see. Oh, no, they're showing me sunrise. Thank you, Denver.
That's a beautiful sunrise.
This is from Georgia. So, yes, this is from Miss Diana.
I can see some conifer there.
Yes, so this is a gorgeous sunrise. She sent this in Amelie archives a while. So thank you so much, Miss Diana, for this. And enjoy this beautiful sunrise, guys. You saw the sun just, it's just there.
Perfect.
Like, yay, just sitting there, just sitting. So enjoy the beautiful sun rays and sunrise and every single thing. All the warmth goes into your screen. And the commercial goes into your screen as well, because we'll be right back. When we're back, we're going to be talking to Dr. Osman Martinez about what's happening when it comes to the recovery after Hurricane Lisa. Again, all your questions, anything that you want to know, please make sure you put it in the comment section and we can go from there. Stay tuned.
¿Sabías que Hospital Galenia modificó los protocolos de seguridad y prevención de salud ante la pandemia de COVID-19 para evitar contagios?
Garantizamos contener a los pacientes que ahí estamos manejando y disminuir riesgos de infecciones para el resto del hospital.
Hospital Galenia, más que un hospital.
Boy, I have a story, it's a true story, but me got a story that I need to tell. Boy, I needed some cloth and some material to sew me curtain, I needed some help. Boy, I was up and down all over the tongue and up and down and searching around and up and down all over the tongue and up and down and searching around. Then I come to Mikado, I couldn't get in a Mikado, the people rushing in a Mikado, I fight for getting, and when I get in, I couldn't believe it. Why? Mikado got it, why? The best in the fabrics, why? Mikado got it, why? With better prices, why?
Our teams at BEL continue to serve you as our communities rebound from the impacts of Hurricane Lisa. We stand strong and resilient, determined to restore service to all our customers. We thank all of our affected customers for your patience and understanding during our recovery from Hurricane Lisa. BEL, we continue to serve you. Our teams at BEL continue to serve you as our communities rebound from the impacts of Hurricane Lisa. We stand strong and resilient, determined to restore service to all our customers. We thank all of our affected customers for your patience and understanding during our recovery from Hurricane Lisa. BEL, we continue to serve you. Our teams at BEL continue to address issues responsible for a few customers still without electricity in previously restored areas affected by Hurricane Lisa. Specific issues are primarily due to repairs needed to customer service lines, low voltage lines, and transformers. To make a report or for inquiries, call 0800 BEL Care. That is 0800 235 2273. Message us on Facebook, WhatsApp at 610-0672 or email belcare@bel.com.bz. BEL, we continue to serve you.
I must be dreaming.
Oh no, honey bun, you're not. Everything you hear so far, that's true. Delta Store has a new look. Delta Store is at the same location, right down Albert Street. Delta Store has a wide variety of fabric. Delta Store offers quality and savings. Everything in a Delta Store at only $4.99 or less. Snap out of that dream and head on down to Delta Store today.
¿Sabías que Hospital Galenia
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to your Friday episode of Sun Up on 7. It's a pleasure interacting with you today, and I'm sure you're going to be enjoying our next conversation with Dr. Osman Martinez, CEO of the Ministry of Economic Development, as we discuss, from an economist's point of view, what is going on within that sector as it regards to Hurricane Lisa and the relief. Good morning, Dr. Martinez. Thank you so much for joining us this Friday. How are you feeling?
Good morning. No, thank
Almost se siente hoy.
I'm great. I'm great. Thank you for having me here. It is always a pleasure. I have been on this show 5 times this year.
Wow,
Oh
that's
my
record.
goodness. And you're still so. What happened to the whole punta off that we're supposed to have?
I understand that Lisa interfered with it.
Because I think, you know, we're supposed to have Dr. Zabane and you next to each other and do a whole punta
Well,
off.
I mean, today we're doing a warm-up towards Garifuna Settlement Day, so it might just be the day.
Might just be the day.
No, no, no. We need Dr. Sabane here.
You
That's
don't
how
wanna,
you.
you know, I start the
No,
whole
no,
fire.
not on my own. Not on my
I
own.
hear you. Yeah, I hear
But
you.
it's really great to have you back. We know you've been very busy when it comes to COP27 and making sure everything gets together with that. And so we're just happy to have you here to have this conversation. I know people, you know, we've been having hurricane relief conversations throughout this week, letting people understand the situation, understanding what the ministry is doing. And of course, now it's great to understand, you know, what is this present situation when it comes to our entire country,
Right.
when it comes to what Lisa did, like the damage that she really did. Because we were in a very good place, bouncing back from COVID. I think, you know, most people are saying we're getting to a normalcy now. Like,
Right.
it's finally getting to a point where we could breathe, and
Right.
then this happens.
Well, I'm glad to hear those comments coming from you. You know?
So tell me, Doc, where are we presently when it comes to our economic state? Because I know that we're asking for money too as well. So obviously, it's not like we can be able to provide all the funds and so that we need and the support that we need for
Right.
those people that lost homes and in general, just, you know, had loss and damage in Hurricane Lisa. So where do we stand when it comes to assistance? I want to do that based on amount of damage that we received.
Right. Well, first of all, you know, if you allow me, I always look at opportunities. I always look at the good part in bad times, at the positive aspect of it. And I will point maybe 3 points before we get into the real issues that we have on hand as well, you know. But what is the positive side? Positive side is Belizeans have shown resilience.
Right.
Yes, definitely.
That's number one. 2, unity. You know, we see people from our supporters from Orange Walk coming all the way to Belize City and help. Countrywide, you know, all the different associations, organizations. The world is with Belize right now. And that means a lot for us.
Yes.
Definitely.
And thirdly, which to me is the most important point, our Prime Minister have shown great leadership, and he has been involved pre and post Hurricane Lisa's time. Pre in the planning, you know, he was involved almost in every meeting at different levels, and that by itself speaks of a great leader. And then he has been on the ground, you know, and that again is of high encouragement for the Belizean people. I believe that this is one of the first time that a response has been done so quickly in terms of getting on the ground so fast to open the economy, sugarcane, the south of, you know. So there we created other opportunities. You know, we see help getting the roofs up, getting people's ceilings to work. So there is a limitation of qualified manpower to help in the reconstruction.
Yeah.
You know, but there is what they go. So what is the short term? People need water. People might need a little sink.
Right.
People need a place to sleep. You know, people will need to eat. And I think the government have done an excellent job. And I must congratulate NEMO, you know, their minister, Minister Habet, and CEO Williams, Mr. DeFore, Chief Met, Mr. Gordon, and all the rest of their teams who we don't hear much about, who have done a fantastic job, both pre and post Hurricane Lisa. So when you look at the impact, yes, there will be an impact. I foresee there will be a small impact, but we are resilient. We have, in 2 years, and I must say today we make 2 years. That's
true.
Oh, yes. Wow.
Yeah, 2 years.
Lisa, I can't forget that.
So as the Bersenio administration, it's second anniversary. And within 2 years, we had to deal with the peak of COVID-19. We had to deal with the external economic pressures, such as the disruptive supply chain and a global inflation, one of the highest global inflation, and now with Hurricane Lisa, which is a natural disaster. Yeah. But we are resilient, and God will not give us more than what we can take.
Yeah.
And as the PM said it, you know, together, we will come out of this.
Yeah. Dr. Martinez, in terms of that resiliency and talking about the medium and long-term plans, what is there, like, I guess, moving forward? Because we know that climate change is here, natural disasters will only keep on getting worse. How does the lessons learned from Lisa impact now moving forward within your ministry?
Well, there are two things, you know, and again, they're lobbying for climate finance, and climate finance that should be invested in. For example, the Honorable Minister Koi did back to GDP is around 4% annually, an average. You know? And the way how we had been moving is like we go 1 step forward and 2 steps backward.
Right.
You know, and he highlighted that. Mm-hmm. And we keep talking about climate finance, climate change, but the reality is that Belize haven't enjoyed much of climate finance. But it is proven that we continue to be a country, and we will continue to be a country that is vulnerable to the impacts of climate change.
Definitely.
And hurricane is the most visible one. Mm-hmm. But we also have droughts, we also have flood.
Right.
You know, actually this year we had 2 floods. Okay, yes. Which was not highlighted as how it has been highlighted now with Hurricane Lisa. And I believe one of the flood cost the government about $12 million.
Yeah.
The other one was a little bit higher. I cannot remember the figure. Mm-hmm. But what about the private sector? Their losses are not being measured.
That is true.
So even though government, public sector is losing 4% of GDP, when we add now the private sector, that definitely is higher than 4%. Okay, so what is it that we need to look at? We need to start to put proposals to help the vulnerable population to have proper infrastructure, housing infrastructure. That needs to be one of our medium and long-term plans. Independently of which administration is in power, this have to be a continuous effort. Why? Because people should always be put before politics.
Definitely.
Yeah. And that's one of our EM, the government's EM, and our PM has been clear. We need to help, we need to improve. Ministry of Infrastructure Development is doing an excellent job in terms of that. And before I forget, I have to say, we have to shout BEL.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Belize Electricity Limited has done a fantastic job.
Definitely.
You know,
yeah.
And even though the other utilities companies, such as Pitnet and DG, were without energy, without electricity, they still managed to keep the communication, you know, from one person to another in the middle of the storm. And that is also very important. Other countries, when a hurricane happens, there is no communication, there is no light, there is no water.
Yes.
You know, and our utilities companies have done a fantastic job. They have worked extremely hard, and that, again, you know, is part of our recovery. The tourism sector was affected to a certain level, and I should say that there was an additional cost to the private sector in that aspect because one of the hotels, when I spoke with the manager, he said to me that they're using 300 gallons of fuel per day, to keep the generator running. And this is additional cost. What about the tourists that cancel to come to Belize during that time? Right. These are costs that should be considered as losses because of the impact. So when we measure the impact from an economic standpoint of view, the impact is not only on the damages that you see, but also the opportunity that you have to create revenues.
Right. And in light of those opportunities and resiliency, one of the things, for instance, the New York Times featured the blue bond that Belize had, and right there they highlight the opportunity for diversification of our economic sector in our different sectors where we get our GDP from. Right. What is can you share anything that maybe has come out from that conversation moving forward from Lisa? What sectors are we gonna be tapping in to diversify our economy, to not be dependent? We know that tourism is one of our biggest breadwinners. Is there any conversations in diversification that you can share with us?
Well, COVID taught us that the tourism sector is highly dependent on external factors. Mm-hmm. One, for example, COVID is one. Two, it also depends on the health of other economies. For example, we depend highly on the American tourism. So when the United States economy is healthy, you see a spike on the tourism sector. When it is unhealthy, when their economy is unhealthy, there is a downward, and so it has a lot of external dependencies, which it is not very good. No, in terms of, it's good and not good, but in terms of having our own ability to produce internally, you have the agro-productive sector. I think the BPOs are doing an extraordinary job, to the point that their limitation is that they don't have human resources. There is a limitation of human resources. And so that's where we need to continue to train people so that the BPOs can continue to expand. The tourism sector and the BPOs know they're actually fighting for the same pool of people, qualified people that we have. Yes. And that becomes a problem because one is we need stability on both sectors, and two, we need to increase the service and to be specialized to be more productive in whatever services we serve. No? But then we have the agro-productive sector, okay, which I believe that the Briceño administration have done a fantastic job under the leadership of the Honorable Minister Abelardo Mai, his CEO and his team. They have done a wonderful in terms of impacting the MSMEs. But then what's next? And it has to be added value products. Right. Added value products whereby we can start to manufacture. That will definitely create more jobs, but at the same time, it will help to create one or two more transactions of every dollar that enters our ecosystem before it exits, meaning that it will generate more jobs, help to reduce poverty, increase government's revenue, and increase Belize's GDP.
Yeah. Yes. Thanks for
that. Martinez, I'm thinking right now, my whole mind, I'm listening to what he's saying, and all my classes are going into effect right now. So I'm thinking right now, when you invest into everything when it comes to manufacturing, so we need capital, right? But at the same time, right now, we experience this Hurricane Lisa. Yeah. And so finances are very tight because we have to roll over into loss and damage. And it was estimated about 10 billion, if I'm not,
10 million US dollars.
10 million US dollars.
And that's the preliminary.
Yeah, and that doesn't cover everything like that. So we just got money from Japan and the US and everything, but that doesn't, that's like it's a good help, but definitely not where we want to be. And I know you've mentioned that, we have to do more proposals to ask for finances and stuff like that to tap into more, climate finance and so. But in the essence too as well, how are we going to be able to help all these people moving forward? Because the money is not necessarily there. and they have to rebuild, and they have homes to rebuild. And these are all people that are supposed to contribute to our workforce.
Right.
And so if they aren't able to get jobs because they can't even find a house or so right now, they don't have a place to sleep like that, or they do have a place to sleep, but I know we had Ministry of Human Development on yesterday, and they were talking about, there's only so long that they can help them to stay on their feet, because at the same time, they have to also find jobs. So all of these factors in place that, what are we going to do when it comes to finances and being able to really attack the loss and damage, knowing that we're getting money, but we're still not there yet, and there are a lot of people out of, homes.
Yeah. So there is, and here we have to use the two charters approach, which is the short term and the medium term.
Right.
We cannot think about the long term, even though the long term will definitely be impacted based on the medium term. But the short term is people need water, people need a place to sleep right now, and I think the government is taking care of that right now.
Yeah.
I mean, no one is sleeping on the streets.
Definitely.
The government have done a fantastic job. I know the Ministry of Human Development is doing great on that. Secondly, the IFIs, international donors, are definitely helping Belize and will continue to help Belize. CABEI, for example, has committed $2 million Belize dollars, which should be signed sometime, maybe Wednesday of next week. They are actually coming into the country, and they will sign that grant with the Honorable Prime Minister. So that's $2 million Belize dollars. That will be, and that's grants, that's not a loan.
Okay.
Then CDB, they have pledged about 1.5 million Belize dollars. Again, that is grants, not loans. And IDB, 500,000 Belize dollars. And the Caribbean Development Fund is also looking to see how they could reallocate some funds to go into that part. Then the European Union, I had some communication with them. We have been in touch, and they are also looking forward to see how they can help with humanitarian support. And they are more in the medium and long term ways on how to get it done. And so when we look at everything, there is 1, 2, 3 that we need to do. Better infrastructure, which is better housing.
Yes.
1. 2, we need to continue to build on education so that everyone in the future can be self-independent and be able to build a nice house for themselves. 3, we need to continue to strengthen our education system with all the other main pillars that helps to grow an economy, such as strengthen our health facilities and system, citizen security, infrastructure development, and to continue to sustain an economic, continue to move to a sustainable economic growth and development, and to manage responsible our fiscal budgets and fiscal, in terms of our fiscal spendings, and to continue to move into a sustainable debt to GDP.
Most definitely. As we're wrapping up, sorry, I didn't say minister, hear me.
Future minister.
Well, future minister, because Jews don't predict you already. So I don't think I just speak it into existence. But as we're wrapping up, I know earlier when we were on Couch Talk, some people were asking, because of course the question has to come about just the transparency and accountability of receiving these monies. There's always been a bad blood when it comes to whatever party that's in.
Right.
If these people are going to actually be getting the help, and is it going to be all people, not just your people that are following your party? And that is a concern of many people, of if I decide to go to the government and support with whatever it is, whether it be finances or services or materials or so forth, will my thing go and actually help people, or will it go in somebody else's pocket? I know that the Prime Minister has said that, for air representatives and so forth, they're going to be getting a check and balance where they have to produce who's getting what. But in general, what's happening when it comes to the other check and balances with all these big funding that we're getting to as well?
It's a valid question, but it's also important to highlight, that so far we haven't heard any comments from the general public. It is just amazing to see the response that we have and the responsibility that and how responsible the government have been in terms of getting the job done. We are not asking, you're blue, you are red, you are independent.
Hurricane Lisa did not discriminate.
No, Hurricane hit everybody.
Exactly, no. So what we are doing is the government is here to help all Belizeans and will continue to serve every single citizen in our nation.
Dr. Martinez, it was a pleasure having this conversation with you, and especially sharing what are the short-term and medium goals, because that's what people want to hear. You know, what's happening on the ground and what they can expect, because Renata rightly mentioned, people want to rebuild. People want to go back to some sort of normalcy. So this conversation with you was surely a pleasure, and I'm sure our viewers enjoyed and were able to get a sense of relief post-Hurricane Lisa. So we thank you so much for joining us today, and we wish you all the best this Friday, and have a good weekend as well.
Next time we see you, it's supposed to be a dance off with you and Dr.
Your sixth time is good.
We need to have that prepared. So maybe we'll get that in December.
It has to be before the 19th.
Oh.
Oh, wow. So that's next week.
That's
very
week.
tight.
We have to come back. We need to talk to Dr. Right. Chantel's aunt already. She's already calling him.
And if it's after the 19th, you need to also include Jules in the dance.
All right.
Oh, well, that's not happening because Jules is one dance against Brandon right now. So imagine then the actual punta experts.
Yes.
So we'll see what happens with that, guys. Stay tuned. But also, here's a commercial break. When we're back, we're going to be having that cook-off that you're looking forward to. And Brandon is our taster and ready to be able to indulge in whatever decadence we're going to be serving for him. I hope he has his Pepto-Bismol just in case of emergencies. We'll be right back.
¿Sabías que Hospital Galenia modificó los protocolos de seguridad y prevención de salud ante la pandemia de COVID-19 para evitar contagios?
Garantizamos contener a los pacientes que ahí estamos manejando y disminuir riesgos de infecciones para el resto del hospital.
Hospital Galenia, más que un hospital.
Boy, I have a story, it's a true story, but me got a story that I need to tell. Boy, I needed some cloth and some material to sew me curtain, I needed some help. Boy, I was up and down all over the tongue and up and down and searching around and up and down all over the tongue and up and down and searching around. Then I come to Mikado, I couldn't get in a Mikado, the people rushing in a Mikado, I fight for getting, and when I get in, I couldn't believe it. Why? Mikado got it, why? The best in the fabrics, why? Mikado got it, why? With better prices, why?
Our teams at BEL continue to serve you as our communities rebound from the impacts of Hurricane Lisa. We stand strong and resilient, determined to restore service to all our customers. We thank all of our affected customers for your patience and understanding during our recovery from Hurricane Lisa. BEL, we continue to serve you. Our teams at BEL continue to serve you as our communities rebound from the impacts of Hurricane Lisa. We stand strong and resilient, determined to restore service to all our customers. We thank all of our affected customers for your patience and understanding during our recovery from Hurricane Lisa. BEL, we continue to serve you. Our teams at BEL continue to address issues responsible for a few customers still without electricity in previously restored areas affected by Hurricane Lisa. Specific issues are primarily due to repairs needed to customer service lines, low voltage lines, and transformers. To make a report or for inquiries, call 0800 BEL Care. That is 0800 235 2273. Message us on Facebook, WhatsApp at 610-0672 or email belcare@bel.com.bz. BEL, we continue to serve you.
I must be dreaming.
Oh no, honey bun, you're not. Everything you hear so far, that's true. Delta Store has a new look. Delta Store is at the same location, right down Albert Street. Delta Store has a wide variety of fabric. Delta Store offers quality and savings. everything in a Delta store for only $4.99 or less. Snap out of that dream and head on down to Delta Store today.
¿Sabías que Hospital Galenia modificó los protocolos de seguridad y prevención de salud ante la pandemia de COVID-19 para evitar contagios?
Garantizamos contener a los pacientes que allí estamos manejando y disminuir riesgos de infecciones para el resto del hospital.
Hospital Galenia, más que un hospital.
Boy, I have a story, it's a true story, but me got a story that I need to tell. Boy, I needed some cloth and some material to sew me curtain, I needed some help. Boy, I was up and down all over the tongue and up and down and searching around and up and down all over the tongue and up and down and searching around. Then I come to Mikado, I couldn't get in a Mikado, the people rushing in a Mikado, I fight for getting, and when I get in, I couldn't believe it. Why? Mikado got it, why? The best in the fabrics, why? Mikado got it, why? With better prices, why?
Our teams at BEL continue to serve you as our communities rebound from the impacts of Hurricane Lisa. We stand strong and resilient, determined to restore service to all our customers. We thank all of our affected customers for your patience and understanding during our recovery from Hurricane Lisa. BEL, we continue to serve you. Our teams at BEL continue to serve you as our communities rebound from the impacts of Hurricane Lisa. We stand strong and resilient, determined to restore service to all our customers. We thank all of our affected customers for your patience and understanding during our recovery from Hurricane Lisa. BEL, we continue to serve you. Our teams at BEL continue to address issues responsible for a few customers still without electricity in previously restored areas affected by Hurricane Lisa. Specific issues are primarily due to repairs needed to customer service lines, low voltage lines, and transformers. To make a report or for inquiries, call 0800 BEL Care. That is 0800 235 2273. Message us on Facebook, WhatsApp at 610-0672 or email belcare@bel.com.bz. BEL, we continue to serve you.
I must be dreaming.
Oh no, honey bun, you're not. Everything you hear so far, that's true. Delta Store has a new look. Delta Store is at the same location, right down Albert Street. Delta Store has a wide variety of fabric. Delta Store offers quality and savings. Everything in a Delta Store for only $4.99 or less. Snap out of that dream and head on down to Delta Store today.
Spam meat, okay.
Here.
You know, like whenever I cook, I'm that person that's gonna be after like everything that I grab, then I'm gonna be cleaning my hands.
Oh, so you're the one who go through the whole napkin.
Yeah.
Or the whole.
Or wash my hands every minute.
Well, I that want it clean, but like as soon as I done that thing, I clean it. I like put it in the wash and
Oh, those jalapenos.
my mom love me for that. But yeah.
Okay. I'm just watching, guys. Just watching. Kevin, so it's just French toast you're making?
Well, we're gonna see how time goes. But I do have another thing in mind.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Man leaving his artillery behind.
Okay, I think that's enough sugar.
I may see what thing on TikTok where I might try it too if I have time.
Oh wow, then. I like guinea pig this morning.
Okay. Over there.
And there's no vanilla, so okay.
This is
I
really
did not plan well.
But we're gonna work with
TV magic, there's cinnamon.
There's cinnamon.
just like that.
TV
Just
magic, is there vanilla
like
somewhere?
that.
Guys, so you make breakfast often, or?
I do.
My mom likes, like every Mother's Day, I make her a special breakfast. Every Mother's Day. And she gets like, because I'm very big on presentation too.
Okay.
So she get a full works. Like leaves that is side and all the badness there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you go for food art.
Yeah.
Presentation, guys, I will just tell you I'm judging on
really
that
important.
today, so.
No, presentation is really important to me.
I'm no lawyer today, I'm a judge.
Because, I mean, the food could taste, person will like, I like things chopped really small.
That's no problem. It's no problem. You do you.
Yes.
Kevin, how are we coming along over there?
I realized I miscalculated the.
What happened to the ancestors?
I
They're
saw
not coming?
vanilla.
They're not. No, I'm saying like there's no vanilla, so this is gonna be
Interesting
an interesting
toast, though.
French toast.
It's going to be. Take my time. I have music on. They do a whole palette.
There is music. There's
no,
everything like
I
that.
got a different songs.
All right.
playing,
This
yeah.
butayad is sizzle. Okay.
Yeah.
It's getting hot in this kitchen, guys.
Okay. So.
There's a whole knife for that.
I know.
Guys, I just want to realize this. Renata have a whole knife next to him, but she didn't slice it off.
I didn't slice.
Well, so you're seasoning your butter?
I'm seasoning my butter.
Okay.
With
All
a little
right.
bit of,
I like that.
With a little bit of hair. Yeah? Yeah. Okay. And so
This needs more butter.
we're gonna dash in. I think this is good. I'm gonna put a little bit up more. All right, hold on.
Okay, I think my fire is too high.
So you just poured in your seasoned eggs?
Yeah, my eggs are seasoned and I poured it in. And then I'm gonna start adding in some of my stuff too with it.
First disaster.
What happened,
Oh.
babe?
Kev, what happened over there?
What's going down, Kev?
I think I soaked my bread too much.
That is not a good sign.
That is not a good sign. But, you know, like...
Everything is a learning experience, though, because this is the first time we've done it like this.
Is horrible.
I could imagine.
Stop
What you
it.
thinking?
How are you, Brandon? It's been a while since, I guess toasting, if we can call that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excuse me, ma'am. How long have you been cooking?
Huh?
How long have you been cooking?
What do you mean?
Not even me could flip omelets.
What do you mean?
All right. There's a whole flipping of omelets. Excuse me.
All right.
And Kevin, your French toast over there is looking quite nice. Guys, in here, it smells marvelous this morning.
It's coming along.
Damn. I need a sous chef.
Good job, Red.
Hold on.
Okay, remember
Do we have tissue?
you have tissues.
Yes, because this is so...
Here.
No, I can't know 15 minutes yet. My eyeball know how much 15 minutes cost. I mean, that right? This is not... I need a block.
Because I'm like, yeah.
First one. Okay, great. All right. Plates
Here we
in.
go. All right, where did I put the bread? All right, so hold on. Where's the butter?
Let's see how brutal I get with this now.
Oh, man. I am a...
Alpha.
I did, people.
I swear
People
you're
never
an
need to know
alpha.
that. Okay. So I see that presentation going over there.
What the fruit cocktail, eh? Please spin fruit cocktail. Please and thank you, TV Magic. Even go TV Magic vanilla and cinnamon for Kevin. I want TV Magic my fruit cocktail. Thank
Tried.
you.
I just summoned it.
Okay, so
do we have a fork or want to use my forks?
We have
I see something over there.
that
underneath
going
the
on.
bread.
Put this here for a second.
I think I'm ready.
You're ready, Kev? Let's have you first, and here's your fruit cocktail, TV Magic.
Well, let me like, maybe I can just put it
The
up.
fork is underneath the bread there.
Okay.
Let's see.
I think you're judging my presentation.
Yes,
So, where's the cinnamon? The cinnamon.
The cinnamon.
Cinnamon. I don't know if people add cinnamon like this, but I'll add some.
Oh, guys, this is hilarious.
Why? Why you
Because
laugh
Kevin,
at?
the artist, is over there sprinkling on.
He sprinkle on cinnamon.
Yeah, I am not sure if cinnamon usually goes on top, but
Well, definitely not
today is the day.
Excuse me? Plate decor.
Yeah, man.
What the hell, man?
All right, Ren,
Folks,
how are we
as we're
doing?
cooking, I hope that you're also looking forward to Aurelio Martinez performing today. He's here on set already, and it's gonna be a dynamic episode. You know, Garifuna Settlement Day is coming up next week, so you know how we do it on Sun Up on 7. We try to get you warmed up properly. I'm thinking.
You checked the whole inspection as of just now?
Yes. Okay, so I am. Except there's no maple syrup or honey, so you might just
Service with a smile. Thank you.
enjoy, Brandon.
Thank you.
Bon appetit, buen provecho.
Okay, guys, I don't know if we want a close-up of this. I hope it doesn't fall like my donut the other day.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
We bringing back the donut memories.
All right, so Kev, I'm getting that nice French toast smell.
Beautiful.
The decor, I mean, it could use work, but
Okay.
all right, let's dig in this. Okay, so it's nice and soft. My face tells out everything. All right,
Yes.
Ren,
Yeah. So we're getting ready to wrap up this amazing cook-off. Again, it wasn't really a competition. It was really a fun interaction between Renata and I, and we had Brandon being our taste tester today. Ren, are you ready to present what you prepared?
Yeah, you know what? You have
Tell
the
us.
same fact over.
What? Yes, tell us what you have
What do you
there.
have?
I have here a cheesy omelet, cheesy jalapeno omelet with just, you know, the normal bread that you can't just have a bread like that. You have to put at least something extra on it. So it's buttered bread, you know, toasted a little bit.
Okay.
Hello with some cheese from the Happiest of Cows. And then, of course, the Vienna sausage. Okay?
Sausage.
Sausage, okay?
Okay,
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know who I close up with. Or Denver. All right, just a quick taste, people, because I'll get to breakfast afterwards.
Yes.
So we go with the cheesy jalapeno omelet.
Yeah. All right, folks. So as Brandon is tasting, you guess who's next? Andrea Rodriguez from Cuchimens joins us today. And of course, today we're going to be getting that immersed into Creole culture, find out what's the Creole word of the day. And of course, she has some 2023.
I think you kind of season the eggs a little bit too much.
I realized that because of the amount of eggs that I use.
Awesome. So with that, we go on our commercial break. When we're back, Andrea Rodriguez from Cuchimens joins us on set.
Tener a los pacientes que ahí estamos manejando y disminuir riesgos de infecciones para el resto del hospital.
Hospital Galenia, más que un hospital.
Boy, I have a story, it's a true story, but me got a story that I need to tell. Boy, I needed some cloth and some material for sew me curtain, I needed some help. Boy, I was up and down all over the tongue and up and down and searching around and up and down all over the tongue and up and down and searching around. Then I come to Mikado, I couldn't get in a Mikado, the people rushing in a Mikado, I fight for getting, and when I get in, I couldn't believe it. Why? Mikado got it, why? The best in the fabrics, why? Mikado got it, why? With better prices, why?
Our teams at BEL continue to serve you as our communities rebound from the impacts of Hurricane Lisa. We stand strong and resilient determined to restore service to all our customers. We thank all of our affected customers for your patience and understanding during our recovery from Hurricane Lisa. BEL, we continue to serve you. Our teams at BEL continue to serve you as our communities rebound from the impacts of Hurricane Lisa. We stand strong and resilient, determined to restore service to all our customers. We thank all of our affected customers for your patience and understanding during our recovery from Hurricane Lisa. BEL, we continue to serve you. Our teams at BEL continue to address issues responsible for a few customers still without electricity in previously restored areas affected by Hurricane Lisa. Specific issues are primarily due to repairs needed to customer service lines, low voltage lines, and transformers. To make a report or for inquiries, call 0800 BEL Care. That is 0800 235 2273. Message us on Facebook, WhatsApp at 610-0672 or email belcare@bel.com.bz. BEL, we continue to serve you.
I must be dreaming.
Oh no, honey bun, you're not. Everything you hear so far, that's true. Delta Store has a new look. Delta Store is at the same location, right down Albert Street. Delta Store has a wide variety of fabric. Delta Store offers quality and savings. Everything in a Delta Store is only $4.99 or less. Snap out of that dream and head on down to Delta Store today.
¿Sabías que Hospital Galenia modificó?
Good morning, and I say good morning because we're about to get immersed in Creole culture, and joining us today on our couch, and it's such a pleasure to have her. We have Andrea Rodriguez, the creative mind behind Cuchiments. Andrea, good morning. It's good to finally have you. Good morning.
Good morning, Miss
How you feel? How you feel?
I excited. I actually did sit down, I could touch it and
Yes.
on Zoom, right?
I have to really think about my Creole when I do on you because I know you know the correct things. I don't like, or the correct thing.
Well, I had a land same way, just like you, no worry, I had a land same way. I'm not at the expert level yet, so.
Oh my
Right.
goodness, you look so gorgeous. Your whole attire
Yeah.
and the earrings. It's so nice to finally see you in
Yes,
person.
I'm so excited. I was like, when Chantel said, come in studio, I was like, I'm coming in studio. Yes, I'm going.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much for accepting our invitation and joining us. I know traffic was a bit hectic,
Yes.
so we totally value your time and the effort of being here with
Well,
us.
thank you guys for always thinking of me too. So.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
always
we read your word of the day, we read your proverbs, but for our viewers that are first time hearing about Cuchiments, let's give them an orientation. What Cuchiments is about, and why did you decide to give people this immersion into Creole culture?
Sure. Well, Couturements came about as, I think, as most things, I stumbled upon it, right? I may want to write some, like, motivational stuff for my oldest daughter because she had a lot of bullying in school. And so I said, okay, you know what? How can I reach her and something that resonate with her, you know? And so I said, I'm going to write a Creole proverb. Then I'll do a little story if you go along with it. And I did about 5 and I gave it to her and she was like, thanks, Ma. And then I was like, okay, that maybe not a good idea. So I did, but it stirred up the interest for the Creole proverbs. And I said, they are really profound and you could have a whole conversation around one proverb.
Right.
And so then I started to like, okay, I want to start to share proverbs and I want to share stuff in a Creole and stuff like that. And my kids loved it. And then people started to like it. And then I said, I have to have a name for it, you know? And I say Couturements all the time because I always have, you know, should I say how much bag I have? And I have lots of accoutrements in it, right? Which means odds and ends, personal accessories, all different type of things. And so I said Couturements it is. And that's how Couturements came about, more as me wanting to share with people the beauty of this language, a funny, a cool, a awesome, it's all of that.
Right.
Know?
And you know, and you know, for me, I wouldn't say I'm like expert in Creole. I'm like basic, you know. So it really like does something like in here as regards to my Belizeanness, you know, of being able to speak words in Creole. So it's absolutely beautiful, the fact that you created a whole community through Couturements, right? So through your Facebook, through your Instagram, it's happening, and I love it.
What I love about it is just the fact that any Belizean, any person, like, you know, when you meet somebody from a different country and like they ask about your language because you talk about it. And we don't necessarily, we study our words or so, we know the proverbs, we know all these things, but we don't know how to spell it and everything. So and I've done this enough times before. Go right by your Instagram page and I had to try to teach it. This is how you say this is the way you mean this stuff. And like, you know, you can really teach people through your work. And that's why I think it's so dynamic because any person could go right by those pages and be like, hey, you understand this, you understand this proverb, you understand this word. This is what it really means. This is how you spell it too. All of these things there. And I think that sets it apart because it allows you to have that connection with other people and other people that have that connection with us as Belizeans, as Creole.
You know, and one of the beauty of the Creole language is, like I said the other day, you know, we say with our melting pot of cultures in Belize, but one thing we have in common, we talk the same. Almost every culture talk Creole.
Right.
You know, it might not be the same words and stuff like that, but we can identify, we have a common interest and a Creole. So
So for the folks that are quite intrigued about what you have on your social media, tell them, what can they find within your social media?
Sure. So Monday to Thursday, I post a word of the day. Now I post some with an old-time Creole where people are like, I never hear that. You must make that up. And I'm like, nope, I'm not. Seriously. Old-time Creole, and then the ones that most people know. But I love to tell stories. So I started to tell a story with the word of the day, and I'm creating characters, which hopefully will turn into a book. You know, Janice is like the popular troublemaker on my page. People always want to know what is up with Janice. Then Mr. Freddie and his bad sons there, and they're not fictional characters. People don't catch no feelings.
Mr. Fred, it's about you, Mr. Freds. Don't worry.
You know, so I tell a story with each word of the day, and then the proverbs is just like a more motivational, something for you to ponder on and stuff. And so basically that's what you will find on my page. Just me sharing about the Creole culture, the words, mainly the language part of it, and then, you know, I stumbled into the other stuff that we're going to talk about later on. But yeah, so it's a community, like you guys said. I have people who say, I look for the word of the day every single day. I had to walk around town. People like, Miss Couturements, you know?
Yes. You know,
so.
You know what's also helpful about your social media is the fact that you give the pronunciation. Right? And it's totally valuable because you have my mouth to twist all kind of ways, and then I'm like, how am I supposed to say this word? But then now that you have the pronunciations, it's so helpful,
and
so helpful.
I'm going to say it wrong, and I was like, I like, oh, I had it a little off. That's all good in the hood because you're learning, and that's a part where everybody learn, but a fun way they learn.
Yeah.
So you could tell kids about this. It's not something where just is rigid. You can have fun with it, and the whole point of you having fun, you make creative things too as well, so people could like infuse it in the day. So we know you're having a new calendar, but talk to us about the things that you're coming up with your Creole, your accoutrements.
Yeah. Well, and one of the reasons why I name it accoutrements is because I never want to limit it to just one thing, right? Because I knew that it may be more, and people always say, you have this, you have that, and I'm like, soon, you know? So the calendar was the first thing, and it just came to me because I like, I just say loan foreign calendars, you know? I know this is nothing that for me.
Right.
And so that's how the calendar came about, and then I said, agendas. People use agendas all the time. And so I created an agenda that has Creole proverbs in it, you know, and then the days of the week and months are everything in Creole.
Wow.
Every single thing in a Creole. The only thing we're not in a Creole because there's no word for it, because that's what sometimes I was told that we like Creolized words, and there are certain words that there's no Creole word for.
That's interesting.
And I learned that from the lead linguist here in Belize, Miss Yvette Herrera. She's an amazing lady. And she told me that when I asked her for help, you know, and she said, no word about Creolized words, you know. But yeah, so I did the agenda. You know, I'm doing tote bags with Creole proverbs on it. So like a tote bag, I mark empty crocus bag can't stand up. You know?
That's so much
Hardest picnic got a market 2 times because, you know, people carrying a little tote bag to market.
I just said that.
How thoughtful.
Right?
Wow, okay.
So, like, you know, catching little things like that. I have ornaments coming for Christmas. I have table runners. This is the first time I mentioned it. Table runners coming with Christmas stuff embroidered on it in a Creole tour. I got a lot of things.
Hey, please do a shirt where say if you can't catch Harry or catch a shirt.
Hey, that's a good one.
Please do that one for me. I did tell you that one time.
That's
you want to be
one.
hilarious.
Yes,
That one.
I love that one.
Wow, Andrea,
Yeah.
it's so beautiful to hear, you know, how accoutrements has been evolving. As Riley mentioned, the word is fitting because every day you discover something new where you can, you know, promote Creole culture. So I love it. I love it. I'm so happy for you to see you thrive and to see, you know, people enjoying.
Yes. You know, I have the calendars first time early this year because people ask me for September, you have calendar for 2023, I'm like, that's September. You know, they want it all year round. People ask me for calendars, they ask me for different things because they want to take it back with them or they want to send it to family. You know, it's a great conversation starter as well.
Definitely. So for the folks that are tuning in and obviously they want to grab what you have in your accoutrements, how can folks get access and purchase your items?
Okay, well, you know, I kind of step up my game a little bit. So I have a WhatsApp catalog now.
All right.
No more. Look at you.
Not true? Yeah, so 634-8107 is the number, and I have accoutrements.com.
Okay.
I built the website myself, so you not tell me, you know, look too fancy, all right? So,
we're seeing it there.
yeah, and then I have social media, of course, Instagram and Facebook. Accoutrements is the name, so you just type that in.
All right, so definitely we encourage folks to put in their orders early because your calendar is going like a hot tamale, right? Like a hot
Johnny cake or powder bun.
Hey,
And it's true.
Yeah, tamale, yeah.
It's a Creole.
No, I love tamales, so a lot of pepper.
Yes.
Me, mine was the pepper.
Yes.
I didn't know pepper for my life.
So, of course, Andrea, so you mentioned that it's Friday, and on Fridays you put a Creole proverb.
Yes, so I'm a what? You pick one from the calendar for me
read it
to
out
it.
to Papa.
Yes,
Andrea,
so.
you just set me up.
You set out for you, come on, Papa.
All right, so
find one.
May is my birthday, so maybe I could pick, you want to pick the month of May?
Or maybe I'll pick June because it's my birthday.
Okay, you pick your birthday month then.
Okay.
You want to drink some coffee before I
Yeah,
start?
no.
Honey bunch of oats. No. Okay.
All right, so the Creole proverb of the day, and this is for the month of June, it said, "Fall with sleep in a fall cub, no hard for catch." I want to do it again. Fall with sleep in a fall cub, no hard for catch. I guess I have to say it fast.
Yeah, The third time I'll be better.
Okay.
Third time is hard. You got this, babes. But let me lick your lip.
Yes. Fowl will sleep in a fowl coop, no hard to catch.
That's right.
Better. All right, and this basically translates in English to a fowl that sleeps in the fowl coop is easy to catch. And the meaning behind it is this proverb is often used when children try to escape or dodge their punishment, but have to go home eventually to take it. You know that chancla, they wait for you, right?
Yes,
Oh my God.
exactly.
This is perfect. I love it.
Exactly.
I'm saying a Creole, but then I can't say it on TV. So.
Yeah.
I think she don't know what more or less I'm more saying a Creole.
Right.
But that is actually very relevant to what we made talk about this morning with the
Yes.
whole hoax and everything. So like, it's cool to see you picked a good one.
It is a really good one. And then there's brata.
Yes, I included a brata section. This, go ahead, Kev.
Okay,
Read
so,
it, let's go beer.
so the brata said, keep up. Francine said she want to make sure it keep up it picnic them birthday. Francine said she wants... Andrea, please help me.
Renata, now they help you at all, Kev.
You have to learn,
Andrea,
baby. You
please,
have to
please help me here.
Keep up. Francine says she want make sure it keep up a picnic their birthday.
All right.
All right. So keep up just mean like celebrating an event, a special occasion. So keep up your birthday, anniversary, graduation, any special event.
Beautiful. And the best way to do it is by getting your Creole calendar,
Yes.
getting your Creole agenda. There you go. So there's more than one way
And
how you
I
can
think
enjoy
it's a great
this.
gift when people are wondering, you know, you want to find something budget friendly and nice to give someone that they
Yeah.
can actually use, because sometimes you buy things for people and they can't use it, they don't want to use it, they probably give it away and
Yeah.
re-gift it.
Yeah.
Giving somebody a calendar and an agenda, like one of the perfect things, or a nicely tote bag, because you know you use those things.
Yeah.
People go out the market, people go out just in general and they want to have a nice cute bag.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to start a conversation and make you enjoy yourself, just like, hey, watch my bag, you know, like that
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I think that's beautiful. And then Christmas is coming around, guys, so they have Christmas ornaments and all these things. You don't put it right in, you don't fill out and check the right boxes, you know.
Yes.
I swear to do. I see you no more. I see.
Yes.
see
I did
you.
try. But guys, I know I don't have a lot of time left, but I wanted to tell you guys this and the viewers that I love you guys because Una give me a gift where priceless. I get
What's
to
that?
connect with my aunt, my grand aunt, because of being on this show. She passed away a few months ago, but she was watching you guys, saw me, and she said, that looked like Falet Data. That's my dad. He passed away 13 years ago. And she was the aunt I never knew, the only connection to my dad's mom.
Wow.
Because his mom passed away when he was a baby, so we never met her. And so I got to like FaceTime, or I think we would do a WhatsApp video call with her and met her for the first time. And then she passed away after that. But such a beautiful gift that you guys gave me.
We love to hear.
And then
Thank
I
you
went
for
to the
sharing.
funeral and found out that Sylvana Oates, who I love and admire, is my close cousin. You know, and I was like, seriously? So I have been able to connect with this side of the family that I would have never connected with if it weren't for you guys. So I
Andrea,
really appreciate
thank you so much for
And that
sharing
is
that.
a gift to us too.
Yes,
as well. I mean,
thank you.
That's all we could ask for when it comes to Sunup, being able to connect families. And that's the whole thing, you know, we want to create a safe place where there is that harmony going there, and that's beautiful. I'm so glad that you had that.
Yes,
So
thank
glad.
you for that. Thank you.
Andrea, it was so good to have you here on our couch finally.
That's true, yes.
Yes,
Touch it up one more.
of course.
Touch it up, good
Yes.
babes. Touch
So
it.
as,
I like
as,
it.
as we wrap up this
I like it.
conversation, do you have any last words for our viewers?
I just want to encourage people to, you know, follow the page. I am not a person who they push products. They push the love of culture, the language. So if you're interested in learning more about Creole or learn how to spell something or whatever, follow the page and you'll get to love Janice and Mr. Freddie and his sons and all the stories that I tell. They'll make you laugh. It's all clean fun. So, you know, it's for the whole family, and I want to keep it that way. No stress, no drama on my page. Just awesomeness.
Just awesomeness and love.
Awesomeness and love.
Andrea,
Yeah.
thank you so much. My joy is like...
We're so happy. We're happy right now because
Yeah.
we still always on Zoom, so you have to come back on the couch again. Sometimes when I have the shirts or something
That's
new
true.
and everything.
All right,
to push
you will
forward.
be the first person to get that shirt.
Yes, man. If you can't catch her, catch his shirt. Why? This will be that. what
It's shot, mama.
It's shot.
It's shot.
It's shot. She shot me down just now for you. But with that, thank you again for being here, guys. Follow the Instagram page. Again, Get on the calendars, they're out now. And get your agendas, get your Christmas ornaments, get all the accoutrements and accoutrements no more. That's the way to go. And with that, we're gonna get you a commercial break because we need to pay the bills. And so with that, we'll be right back. And we have, who we have, Kevin?
We have Aurelio Martinez on
Say
set.
that again?
Aurelio Martinez.
I didn't try to get you hyping and this whole mood on yourself to get.
My throat is still getting there.
I know, baby.
Yes.
Easy and steady. Easy and steady, but we'll be right back, guys, for the musical sensation. Stay tuned. Yes.
¿Sabías que Hospital Galenia modificó los protocolos de seguridad y prevención de salud ante la pandemia de COVID-19 para evitar contagios?
Garantizamos contener a los pacientes que allí estamos manejando y disminuir riesgos de infecciones para el resto del hospital.
Hospital Galenia, más que un hospital.
Boy, I have a story, it's a true story, but me got a story that I need to tell. Boy, I needed some cloth and some material to sew me curtain, I needed some help. Boy, I was up and down all over the tongue and up and down and searching around and up and down all over the tongue and up and down and searching around. Then I come to Mikado, I couldn't get in a Mikado, the people rushing in a Mikado, I fight for getting, and when I get in, I couldn't believe it. Why? Mikado got it, why? The best in the fabrics, why? Mikado got it, why? With better prices, why?
Our teams at BEL continue to serve you as our communities rebound from the impacts of Hurricane Lisa. We stand strong and resilient, determined to restore service to all our customers. We thank all of our affected customers for your patience and understanding during our recovery from Hurricane Lisa. BEL, we continue to serve you. Our teams at BEL continue to serve you as our communities rebound from the impacts of Hurricane Lisa. We stand strong and resilient, determined to restore service to all our customers. We thank all of our affected customers for your patience and understanding during our recovery from Hurricane Lisa. BEL, we continue to serve you. Our teams at BEL continue to address issues responsible for a few customers still without electricity in previously restored areas affected by Hurricane Lisa. Specific issues are primarily due to repairs needed to customer service lines, low voltage lines, and transformers. To make a report or for inquiries, call 0800 BEL Care. That is 0800 235 2273. Message us on Facebook, WhatsApp at 610-0672 or email belcare@bel.com.bz. BEL, we continue to serve you.
I must be dreaming.
Store has a new look. Delta Store is at the same location, right down Albert Street. Delta Store has a wide variety of fabric. Delta Store offers quality and savings. Everything in a Delta Store for only $4.99 or less. Snap out of that dream and head on down to Delta Store today.
Maria Suntina, Ilmo Miami Manuma, Bugada Gladina Consulo Service, Adie, Aruru Wasidana Nao, Alugunyo, Negen Niganada Numa, Bugada Gladina Consulo Service, Da Baiguna Chilena, Ilmo Miami Ma, Da Baiguna Chilena, Ilmo Miami Ma, Da Baiguna Chilena, Ilmo Miami Ma, Da Baiguna Chilena, Ilmo Miami Ma. Yebani sebe owa nalunye, yebelo ba kolonia. Nigu Miami mabanatina nalunye. Yebani sebe owa nalunye, yebelo ba kolonia. Nigu Miami mabanatina. Parada, tantana chan, papanama, da. Ta-da-da, pa-pa-da-ba, pa-pa-da. Da Baiguna Chilena, Lilmo Miami Ma, Da Baiguna Chilena, Lilmo Miami Ma, Da Baiguna Chilena, Nalugune, Yebeni Seve, Owa, Nalugune, Yebelo Bacolonia, Nigu Miami, Mabanatina.
Wow.
That was phenomenal.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Thank folks. That was Mr. Aurelio Martinez. It's unbelievable. It's such a pleasure to meet you, sir.
No, my pleasure to be
Somebody in
here.
person, hearing you in person, like, you know, it's different than just hearing a music.
Yeah.
Like, wow. We're
Yeah.
so amazed, and it's
I mean,
such a pleasure to have you.
Right, and we gotta thank you for the effort of coming to Sun Up on 7. I know, like, you know, you missed the plane and you had to drive all the way to Belize City. Wow, you know, like...
Have to, you know, it's just...
The commitment is just like, you know, we have to big you up on that, seriously.
This channel is my family. You know, I'm home, you know, because, you know, when I started the international project for the Paranda music, we have many people involved in this process. And this guy here.
Which guy?
Jules? Jules right in at it.
Was an important guy involved in this process. And when he called me, it's like Andy Palacio, it's like Ivan Duran, it's like, you know, Paula Borga, Baga William, Junior Aranda, you know, this all Paranderos. Yes, I watching this album here, what came on album and Paranda album here back in the, so in the back. So it's our family. So it's our family. Why I don't have to do this effort to drive 4 hours, you know, if I miss a flight. So I'm in Belize, so I'm home. So I'm happy to be here celebrating our music and our tradition, because, you know, I identify Belize like, you know, at the center of the promotion of the International Paranda Project. Yeah. So it's not Honduras, it's not Guatemala, it's Belize, you know. Yeah. When I come here, I feel like, you know, I'm coming back to a tourist to do something. Since COVID, my first time here in Belize. So,
oh, wow, it's been a while.
Yeah. So I'm happy to come back home. So I'm happy, you know, to come back to Belize and try to be in 3 shows today. We're gonna be starting with Battle the Drum. But, you know, the first thing I'm gonna do here is gonna be Battle the Drum, because, you know, people decide to bring me here. So I have to say thank you to Battle the Drum to invite me to come back home and to be a part of this edition of Battle the Drum. So thank you guys to invite me.
Thank you for this.
Sí, es un placer.
Es un gusto para mí estar acá. Y pues yo quiero que sepan, estamos conectados con Honduras también, pero yo siempre digo que Honduras es un país en el que yo nací, pero que Belice es mi segunda patria y que no tengo pena decirlo, y estoy promoviendo la música garífuna como la nación garífuna, pero Belice es un lugar importante que nos apoyó desde el comienzo para que este proyecto sea posible en el mundo. O sea que Belice es la casa de la parranda. Belice es la que decidió a revivir la parranda. O sea que fuimos a Centroamérica a buscar a los viejos parranderos y restablecer estos mayores que ya todos han muerto. O sea, Gabaga William, Junior Aranda, Paul Nabor, Andy Palacio, que somos este grupo que empezamos este proyecto. Pero aquí estoy todavía representando este proyecto.
And it's a blessing that you're here with us, and you're able to connect with people through your music, highlight Garifuna culture, which is totally, totally valuable. We want to know, what have you been up to? It's been 2 years since you haven't been in Belize. What have you been up to in your last 2 years?
Estuve haciendo muchas cosas. I was doing a lot of things.
Doing a lot of things.
Yeah. And I was working with the American Embassy in Honduras, trying to teach to young people to start his own career in the music, because we have a lot of immigration, and the embassy is trying to build opportunity for young people in his own country to make his own. So I was involved in this thing, and then I was working I'm still working with NYU and McFarlane Institute in New York, teaching about Garifuna culture. And so I'm recording a new album. I was recording a new album, and Rolex was helping me too. So the Rolex,
watch Rolex.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rolex,
I don't know. I just want to
have a project. I'm still part of the Rolex Mentor and Protege program. Wow. And then, I was working with Rolex too. So I have many things happening. I'm recording a new album. I'm making a new song for my international project, and I'm start a new collaboration with Tanya Steven. And,
wow.
So I was in Jamaica 2 months ago. So I'm doing a lot of things, since COVID, you have to be more creative to make you on, because music is affected badly in this time.
Definitely.
So we are here.
All right. I wanna pick your mouth on the new album. So tell us, what can we expect from this new album, and when are you planning on releasing it?
I'm trying to build a new style of music. It's Paranda Suk.
Oh.
So Paranda Suk, Soca Paranda.
Okay.
So this.
That's a good one.
So I'm trying to do the collaboration with a friend of Belize, Kenny, and doing some Broke Down Paranda.
Okay.
So I'm trying to, to different things, because, I'm doing in this album gonna be Punta Rock, Paranda, Broke Down, Paranda Suk. So mixing
beautiful.
different vibe. So, because, for many years, I'm trying to be leader in this journey, the Garifuna music process.
Yeah.
So we don't have to stop in just in one part. The music is have to be moving. I love to move. I love to.
And we look forward to moving to your music. Brandon, does that mean some songs we have start dancing on this show?
Right.
Hey-oh.
So, Aurelio, it's been a pleasure having you here, meeting you in person. I mean, we hear your music, so it's totally, I feel like a once-in-a-lifetime experience getting this interaction with you. I'm sure our viewers totally appreciate the effort that you did to be here with us. And of course, you're going to be performing one more song for us.
Yeah.
Before we get to that, we just want to send best wishes to Miss Simone Slew, who is attending Miss Earth. She's representing Belize, so we wish you all the best in this pageant. And of course, you're already a winner, you're already a queen, and we send you all the love from Sun Up on 7.
She's going to be in the Philippines, so big up yourself, guys. Try to follow and support, how this thing works. So make sure you go and check out on the different pages for Miss Earth and for Belize. So stay tuned.
So folks, thank you so much for joining us this Friday. It was a pleasure interacting with you today. And we leave you to an amazing performance from Aurelio Martinez.
Thank you so much.
I had a time I'm clapping.
Yeah. So thank you for everybody, Belize. I'm happy to be here. I'm to be here. Let's go and enjoy the Battle to Drum and Penny, Punta Gorda. I'm gonna be there, and then I'm gonna go back to tell you where we're gonna be the next. This song is for you guys. You're making this song our best song. maniga now ya landine. Oh, anyagira mutu arabo. Oh, maniga now ya landine. Oh, anyagira mutu arabo. Arikabana ya. Namula lugana. La duna gudabaka. Arikabana ya. Namula lugana. La duna gudabaka. Oh, maniga no ya landine. Oh, anyagira mutu arabo. Oh, maniga no ya landine. Oh, anyagira mutu arabo. Casa mege baya, dice guachare, capa mesa waluba camega iluayaga. Casa mege baya, dice guachare, capa mesa waluba camega iluayaga. Oh, hey maniga now ya landine. Oh, anyagira mutu arabo. Oh, hey maniga now ya landine. Oh, ba. Anyagira mutu arabo. Oh, hey maniga now ya landine. Oh, maniga arabo. Hey maniga now ya landine. Oh, anyagira mutu arabo. Oh.
A place to call your home, a place where you can grow. Stand by me and we'll take flight. We'll be there at morning's light. I've got you covered on all concerns we share today. You will discover how the world turns each day. When the sun comes up